Welcome back to another Overlord Season 3 review. Today is episode 11. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together we're Couch Talk. As always, we're anime viewers only, no source material. We're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. You ready to jump on into this?
I am ready.
So last week you said if they spend a whole episode on Carne Village, you were going to be upset. And guess what? We got a whole episode of Carne Village.
I shouldn't be surprised just by how this show has been going. I just feel that it's already got tons of attention, and now we're going back to it for more attention. Which there were some cool moments, I'll say that.
Yeah, the second half, really.
Right.
Like the first half is just the Prince's army showing up. The goal is to try to use Carne Village to talk down, maybe get a yeah, whatever. Eins, and then they're like
talk down,
you know, I said, dude, whatever. And they're like, oh, if we recruit them, and then if Eins kills them, it would make him look bad for killing his own people. To me, it's like, no, not really, because they betrayed him.
Yeah.
So he'd be killing the people that betrayed him.
Right.
And it wouldn't really necessarily look bad. It's just, hey, don't betray him. You won't get killed. Simple as that.
Right. I mean, the first half pretty much was... Whoops. I actually full screened it, so that's going to pop up. But the first half was pretty much just showing, entering the village. Eins, reiterating, hey, remember to protect those four.
Yeah, because Lucas was there. He wasn't really helping. We almost got Enri Niffy sex.
Yeah,
but Jugan interacted. Thanks. It would have been better than lizard sex. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The goblin ruined human sex. Niffy got cockblocked. That's fine, though. I don't want to see that. I don't like Niffy at all, whatsoever. His character's just boring to me.
You can say the real reason. That fucking haircut, man. Come on, how do you see? How do you see anything?
But, so yeah, they come up with a plan, basically, to let the people into the village, the soldiers, kill them there at the front, so they all go there while everyone else can just flee out the back.
Right.
And, we go straight into that. The generic soldiers start walking into the gate, and then they get mowed down by the freaking ogres.
They get ogred. Just straight up.
Whack a whole bunch of them.
Right. Just squished and squashed.
And they're like, holy crap, they got ogres? We could take down ogres easily, but...
Do siege weapons not exist in this world? Because it seems like they don't, right?
Well, I don't know, because it's an outskirt village, if they knew too much about it.
I mean, that could make sense.
That they didn't bring siege weapons, because... they did at least have, bows and arrows to set things on fire inside.
True. I feel like they should have just did that the entire time.
Well, that's what it was like when the ogres were out there. The person was like, oh, use the bows and arrows. The guy's like, we'll hit our own soldiers. Literally not a single soldier on the screen was near the ogres, besides the dead one.
Sir, our soldiers just got crushed. I think they'll be fine if they get hit by an arrow, because they're dead. So let's shoot our arrow.
But, they didn't work. I guess they decided not to shoot them. But, as Enri and the others were escaping out the back, there were soldiers still there. And that's when Enri, like I said she would, last episode, I predicted it. +1 for me, thank you. That she would use the goblin horn.
Right.
But this is where everyone was surprised. Even Eins was surprised.
Right. So
he's like, what's going on? I was like, interesting.
She seemed to unlock a secret ability to this.
Yeah, because Eins was trying to figure out,
I guess
because it was supposed to summon 20 low-level goblins instead.
Right. She summoned 5,000 of the royal army with tons of different types. There was archers, mages, assassins,
paladins,
yeah,
riders, assassins, different types of mages. And then you had the red caps, who are like the 13 special bodyguards.
Right. So I'm assuming she displayed some sort of like leadership or
Well, she has been leading the goblins, and as
right.
Ein said, it's like the horn of the goblin general.
I guess
And
they
she
recognize her as like a true general.
general, because I feel like Jugum's kind of high up there, maybe.
He seems kind of like
Obviously not
established.
as high as the priest goblin dude.
Right.
Uh,
See, this part was cool. Like I thought that I was like, okay, so like Inri kind of shows her worth, I guess, or like shows her not worth, but like her potential for use, I guess you could say.
yeah, because obviously Ainz is just using them. You got Nifty with like the potions and stuff, but
Right.
now this shows that there's actually a lot more value to Enri.
Right, and it'll probably help out like anyway because they'll be like, oh, now he has this village that has a goblin army of 5,000. Like,
And they aren't just your basic goblin. Like the Prince and Arlen, like what the hell's going on?
Right.
Like the one goblin leader's like, if one goblin dies, that's an embarrassment.
yeah,
And it's
they were some hardcore goblins. I will say the CGI was pretty
Well,
heavy this episode.
I can understand just because it's like a whole bunch that you're trying to display. Like the one thing you don't want to put like too much
Yeah.
of your budget into that, and probably put your budget into like the individual like characters that are relevant.
Right, I'm fine with them like showing up as CGI, but some of the like fighting was CGI, which just doesn't look as natural. Obviously,
Yeah.
it was just more noticeable, I guess, because they used it a lot. I mean, it wasn't like completely ugly.
There are times though where it's definitely
There are times
not
it's like,
looking so good.
"Ugh."
It kind of hurts the show a bit here and there, but
Yeah,
when it comes to like the actual fights between like characters that matter, it's always like really good.
right.
And then it's just when they have a lot of people out there and a lot of people that are just like I call them generic soldiers because they're very generic looking with the CGI. It's like everyone's the same. We ain't gonna put any individuality to them.
All right.
It's just too much time, too much effort. But yeah, the 5,000 goblins kind of just
They just steamroll them.
spooked them out of there.
The royal people had to flee.
Yeah, the prince was about to get assassinated, but Henry determined to let them live.
Right. And of course, it was Mare, right? That was the one with Ainz.
I think so.
I think it was Mare. He was like, oh, another amazing plan. You knew
Like,
this
you-
would happen. It's like, yes,
Totally.
all right. Of course.
And even Ainz earlier was like, is this part of Demiurge's plan? He has no idea what's going on ever.
Right.
The other people have no idea what's going on. And then, the prince did get out, but Lupus followed.
She was like, I'm here for cleanup duty. So,
It's like, yeah, I brought the red caps with me to finish them off. It's like, I guess we're going to see him get finished off next episode, or they're just going to leave it at that.
I think they're just going to leave
assume
it as...
It's like, man, you could at least took the extra 5 seconds to watch me. Let me see the prince die.
Right. He's pretty toast. 100% toast.
They're probably just going to leave it at that and then move on to the actual battle next
Right.
episode. So,
But yeah, that's
yeah, not a whole lot happened in this episode.
Yeah,
like
it was
outside.
pretty-
It was just
pretty-
hey, there's fighting going on at Carne.
right. Which I assumed would happen, to be honest. I didn't really want it, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I'll say that.
True.
So
They
you
could
wanna-
have honestly took out like essentially the first half and just started with the fighting.
Right. Well, this makes me think like, okay, so like, I feel like this would have been a better representation of Carne proving its worth, instead of the beginning of the season, right? Where they fought pretty much like it was a real army, but it was like kind of under Ainz's control in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was like this would feel like a bigger test. I guess maybe you
Yeah,
could
'cause
argue like the
It
first
was
part.
mostly the town too, whereas last time it was kind of like Lupus was involved there to a bit at the end. But this one, it was just wholly the village itself.
Right. I
Actually,
guess you could
holding
argue
up
the
the
first
growth.
one was like a step towards this, but I feel like this was more.
It could definitely be truncated down, is where you're going with.
Right. Like it could have showed short. I don't know. This felt more like satisfying than the beginning of the season when they showed it, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. I understand. I wholeheartedly agree that this was much better for a Carne showing.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
man.
we got to see the Goblin form. Yeah, we can jump into scores.
You want to start?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where I want to sit. Because, like, because there were strengths and weaknesses to the episode. Of course, that Goblin showing up was really cool. Just them wiping everything out, and all these other type of goblins. The weaknesses though were like not showing the press get killed at the end. I don't want any more Carne dragged on to future episodes at the moment. Yeah, we've gotten plenty of Carne. A lot of the CGI, like you mentioned, comes out strong. So I felt like this was kind of an average episode. More like 5.5, maybe. It was just the ups and downs. Like we didn't need to spend too much extra time with Henry's feelings as being called chief, and then watching her win the arm wrestle. Like they would have respected her as a chief anyway, because they already shown that earlier in the season.
All right.
A lot of things were just reiterated. And it could have been truncated down a bit.
I agree.
feel like.
I'll say like a 6-ish, 5.5 to 6-ish. It definitely. I mean, the Goblin part was obviously cool. Like the second where she summoned the whole Goblin army, that was interesting. That was cool. The first half was it felt a bit slow. It did kind of feel like the first half was kind of padded up so they could use this whole episode for Carne. To like, okay, we'll just focus on Carne this episode, and then do a complete focus on Ainz and that side of the battle next episode. Which, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of because it was kind of repetitive stuff that we've already know. We already knew she was kind of a good village leader. Like from the beginning of the season, it was kind of already implied that she's going to be the chief. It doesn't really show much that she doesn't like being called it. And I mean, yeah, it was better than I thought. Because I thought like they were going to show, I don't know.
A lot.
I thought they were going to just be slow and like really lame about it somehow. But it was better than I expected. Because I had a feeling it was going to be a whole episode on Carne. But Carne has got a lot of attention. I will say that. It's like 3 whole episodes.
It's definitely like the majority of the season. And by majority, I mean like
it's a big portion.
Wise, it had like the largest segment. And then the next 2 episodes should be focusing on the rest of the war.
I'm assuming next episode we'll finish up the war, and then the episode after will be like a wrap-up episode, like the after effects, the next moves, maybe introduce some new villainy characters that can maybe challenge Ainz in any way. Who knows? Maybe bring back those 2 characters from Season 2, Episode 1 that we have yet to see again. Who knows?
That's true. But yeah, we'll see.
But that's it.
That's it for this episode.
And now, it's spiel time.
As always, if you don't want a goblin to keep you from ever getting with your significant other, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below to be notified every time we upload. Comment, let us know what you thought of the episode. If you didn't like, we scored anything like that. Again, no spoilers, confirming, denying theories, as we are anime viewers only, and plenty others are. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.